Hello and welcome to Biophobia, the City Locked Ultimate Ironman series. Last episode we did a lot of pickpocketing, got 40 thieving and went in search of a lore rune by killing the local barbarian population. We got a lot of other rare drops but managed it in the end. In this episode we'll be looking to make progress towards unlocking the next city and putting that lore rune to use.
Radio station, your favorite radio city, the city by the bay, the city that rocks, the city that never sleeps.
Plays the bomb. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city.
So yeah, now that we've got our lore rune, or rather lore runes, we can actually leave Varrock and go to Lumbridge, which was, part of my original plan. But I have to say, it feels like a bit of a waste to go straight back there right now, because there's not really a lot to do there right now. Especially now that I've got this bronze axe. Oh, this mugger's not aggressive to me anymore. Nice. Yeah, because the only thing that's pulling me to Lumbridge now, since I have my axe drop, is to try the clue scroll in my inventory, and I might end up doing that, but I would prefer to stay in Varrock for a bit and just get some more XP and some skills that are doable in Varrock. And I'd like to start with fletching and woodcutting. Just looking through the shop here, it doesn't seem like they actually stock a knife, which I thought they did. I know one will respawn in Lumbridge, so I guess I could go back there, but I can't really justify going back just yet, which puts a bit of a dampener on my plan. So I've done a quick little look at what actually drops knives on the wiki, and apparently I can kill muggers for them. So I'm just going to train my melee stats a little, so that I can take some on and potentially source myself a knife to train fletching with. So I think I'll go kill some men for a bit and just train my stats up. Man, seeing these men drop grimy herbs is making me want to do Druidic Ritual, and just thinking about it, I think I actually can do it because the quest all takes place in Tavali, which I could definitely get to. So it's just when I can actually get there, but then, getting the meats is going to be a problem. Okay, so I just spent the last few minutes, I usually saw in the clips, killing men and actually a bit of the time on muggers as well to try and get the knife from them. But I completely neglected the fact that there's a knife spawn in here. And I also just picked up a spade, which I didn't, that's pretty helpful. Like, I didn't even know this store had a second floor. Like, I've never been up here. But never mind the fact that there's 2 useful item spawns in here for me. That's kind of crazy. Because I can store this spade in the Tool Leprechaun in the palace grounds over here. So that's really, really helpful. So I guess it's time to chop some trees and fletch some logs. I mean, this is actually probably not going to be too bad. I don't think it'll be even that different to a regular account's early training of woodcutting, barring maybe if you skip with quests or something. It's not too bad at all. So while I'm here, I've been thinking about the next steps of the account, which are quite interesting because I'm very close over to unlocking a new city. And if I unlock one city, it should in turn give me some progress towards unlocking another. So my first thoughts were I really want to get to Al-Kharid as my next city, because there's a ton there I can do, and I think it would really snowball the account quite nicely. But the only real way I can actually get there from what I'm looking at now is by crafting a ring of dueling, which will require 27 crafting from me. And from what I've seen, there's no real way to train crafting in Varrock. So therefore, my next city choice probably won't be Al-Kharid and should ideally be something that would include a way to train crafting. I've been thinking about potentially getting the sheep from Lumbridge and then spinning the wool from there, but I can get to the spinning wheel from within my bounds, but probably not the sheep, so I don't think that's an option. I think what I'll do is I'll just keep planning my options whilst I'm doing this little woodcutting training here, and I'll decide on where I'm going next. Okay, so after having done a bit more thinking, I've decided that the next city will be Ardougne. So in order to get to Ardougne, I'll actually need to make an exception for this. Basically, Ardougne will be a perfect unlock because it will give me the charter ships, which gives me access to Cathaby and Port Sarim as well. But I can do Ardougne. Ardougne is a city I'm allowed to go to, but it does require an exception, and I'm going to explain the exception now. Basically, I'll need to do Plague City. This is a planned exception, and I was expecting to take it, because the types of exceptions I'm allowing are quests that lock off a city entirely, such as Plague City does for Ardougne. The reason it needs to be an exception, there's two reasons for it. The first is that the quest itself takes place entirely in Ardougne, and obviously I can't get to Ardougne without completing the quest under my rule set, so I need to make an exception to start it. The other reason it needs to be an exception is because that the item requirements for the quest, such as the hangover cure, can't actually be gotten within my bounds. So the way I'm doing these quests are, if I can get the items within my bounds, then I have to get them within my bounds. Otherwise, the idea is to complete the quest with doing as little else possible, and then returning to playing in cities as normal. So obviously this quest entirely locks off Ardougne, but I want to try and get back to use it as a way to get to Ardougne. It's the only fair way for me to do it. Some exceptions obviously are necessary for the account to progress, and it's sad to make exceptions, but it would lock me out of too much content otherwise. If you want a more in-depth explanation about what I'm allowing, what I'm not allowing, and why, and etc., check out the video in description. And also, if you want to just a simpler picture formatted one, there's an Imgur link as well in the description, which shows what I'm allowing and what I'm not allowing, just for absolute clarity for everybody. But yeah, so I'll work on that now. Okay, so here we are. We need to work on 51 magic to unlock the teleport to Ardougne. So I'm going to be doing that on Moss Giants. So now that I have a bit more hit points and defense levels from training on those men earlier as well, I actually feel confident enough to come down to Moss Giants, which are much nicer to kill, as their drop table is far better than barbarians. So yeah, I can come down and do a decently long trip here and get also good chunk of prayer XP from the big bones, as well as some items that will sell nicely to the general store, such as this black square shield in my inventory. This should offset the cost of the runes ever so slightly, so yeah, that makes them much more attractive than barbarians. And as you can see as well, these actually drop 3 lore runes. Hell yeah, that's really sick actually, rather than just 2, so I can really stack up. Hey, what's this guy saying? Yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping for some more lore rune drops here, so that I can actually get a decent stack of them up before I start hopping around cities, as the teleport to Ardougne is going to cost me 2 lore runes rather than 120 of the city, so I wouldn't be able to get back to Varrock if I actually left, well, just before now. So getting a decent stack of lore runes is actually pretty beneficial. So I'll keep going on through here, get my casts, thieve guards for money, buy more casts, come down, use them up, and I'll do this little rotation until we get 51 magic. And I just missed it, but I just got 31 magic, which means I can teleport to Lumbridge finally with the lore rune that I just got. So yeah. Oh, I just got a long bone. What? Well, I mean, that's like 1 in 400? Oh, it's not a curved bone at least, but yeah, well, didn't I expect that while I was doing the clip. Anyway, yeah, so I'm close to another prayer level now as well, which will mean I'll soon be able to use Mystic Will for the magic casts, which will give me some more damage, just make all the casts more efficient and effective. So that's good. I'm also going to be stacking up the nature runes here. The intent is to use those on superheating in the future. I'm also going to be stacking up limpwort seeds if I get them dropped. So I can basically plant these in Cathaby when I get there, because I'll be going to Cathaby when I go to Ardougne. And it would be good to have some limpworts banked up for some future herb lore training if possible. It's not going to be able to be many ways. I can do early Herblore on the account, so that would be nice. Yeah, and the invent's looking pretty juicy with items to sell back to the general store at the minute. So that should help significantly reduce the amount of, recoup some of the costs of buying all the runes for these kills. Not entirely, but it will offset it a bit, so I'll have to do less time pickpocketing. Since I'm not going to be able to do anything with this long bone, actually, get ready for this. I'm just going to bury it. Poof. Yeah, that feels quite bad to do, but it's completely useless to me right now, so I guess it has to be done. But yeah, let's keep busting. We've got quite a ways to go with this still. Back on the rare drops that I don't need. This time we have a Chaos Talisman, which is completely useless for me, but it's on the rare drop table from these guys, coming in a whopping 1 in 1,300 from Moss Giants. It's completely useless, I can't use it, but it's just funny to get these like rare drops again that is completely useless to me. And we've just hit 37 magic, so yeah, it's great. I can finally teleport to Falador. I'm not sure I'm actually going to end up doing that just yet, because we still need progress towards Ardougne right now. That's my main goal, so I don't think that'll be the play just yet. Yeah, we're still quite a way off of that actually. 51 magic is quite far away. I've been considering using like a Wizard Mind Bomb to get me a magic boost to get the last few levels I need, because it would save me quite a lot of time. But to be honest, I'm not sure if that would actually be worth it, because I need to teleport to Ardougne a ton of times in the future. So I'm not sure that I'd be able to sustain my training as well as I am doing here. So I think I'll just try and get to 51 in this little goal segment. And just so you have an idea of how long this is actually taking, this usually takes me about 40 minutes of thieving to get about 40 minutes of casts, because I usually thieve up to about a 10k cash stack, most of which actually comes from selling the drops I have here in my inventory to the general store. It gets me up to about 5 or 6k, and then the last 4k or so I do on guards. And the problem with the guards in particular is actually more to do with the fail rate, because I can often only do about 2 or 3 pickpockets in a row if I'm lucky, and I very often will fail like 3 to 4 in a row, and each of which would lock me out of thieving for I think 7 or 8 seconds as well. And each time I fail I take 2 damage, and my T only heals me for 3, so I need like 0.8 T for every fail I do, which means I have to replenish my my healing very often as well there. So it takes me absolutely ages to get the inventory of casts, and then you get rid of them really fast down here, and then you go back up and do the same again. But it's why it takes so long. It's because it takes almost as long to use the runes as it does to get the runes, which feels kind of bad. So I've just noticed this since I've been down here for quite a while now, but there's actually an iron axe spawn over here, which I had no idea about, and it's actually kind of huge actually, because it basically means I don't have to hold on to my bronze axe anymore, which is super cool. There are also a few like coin spawns down here that I've just picked up, but yeah, one of them over, like the closest one to me is an 8 GP respawn, so if I pick a few of those up over time, it'll actually kind of build up my cash stack over time, and actually any small increment will help me quite a lot here at the minute, so that's pretty cool. So having done a few Moss Giant trips, I think it's time to actually attempt this clue. So let's teleport back to Lumbridge for the first time this series and see if we can get anything from it. Oh nice, a casket, damn. I was only beginner clue, so let's see. Okay. Actually, I feel like that could have been worse, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing there that's really all that interesting. I think I'll end up like selling the staff and I'll use the shrimp as a replacement for the tea while I'm thieving for a bit. I've got some free air runes, I guess, because I need them anyway, so it's not too bad. Whilst I'm here, let's try and think if there's anything else I really need to do in Lumbridge before I leave. So I've checked all the stores and stuff, and there's nothing really that important as of right now, so thinking about it, there's no real need to be here, so I'm going to head back to Varrock. As for the shortest excursion of all time to Lumbridge, I feel like it was worth it though. We've got a beginner clue done on the account, which is super nice. So I'll sell this water staff back and go get some more money for some more cast moss giants. Yeah, so this clip in the background is just to give you an idea of the rate of failure actually while pickpocketing the guards. Bearing in mind also that I've actually gone a few levels past 40 at this point of the recording as well, and the fail rate actually reduces almost linearly with levels according to the wiki. So each level actually would increase my efficiency significantly here. So I thought I would actually just try out and pickpocket warrior women, see what their GP per hour would be like for me. As they are somewhat of a halfway house between guards and regular men in terms of levels required and then the GP gain per pickpocket as well. Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, actually it doesn't really look like they're anything special, to be honest. I'm still failing quite a lot and there's not much GP gain from them, so I think I'll just head back to guards. So just for a bit of a different change of pace, I thought I would actually work on some melee stats for a bit. As the moss giants actually drop a couple of items like this mithril sword and the steel kite shield that I've got at the minute, because it seems like a bit of a waste to actually not use them, so I might as well. So I thought basically I might as well use the dagger I got from guards earlier and work on these for a bit. So basically it would take a bit away from the magic training, but I'll need to do some melee stats anyway in the future, so it's not really a waste of time. Thought I'd just work on this for a bit. Here we are, I'm just trying another beginner clue here, since the step is a reldo, which I can actually do. Of course, there's a hot and cold step. Let me just check on this. Oh, okay, so looking on the wiki, all of these steps are actually outside of cities, so I will never be able to do any hot and cold steps, at least for beginner clues. I'm not checked for the other tiers yet, but yeah, that's a bit of a shame. So I'll probably have to drop these. And here we are with another clue scroll. Is it doable? Actually, yeah, I should be able to do that, because I'm sure we can get a chef's hat from somewhere, and I already have the red cape, so yeah, let's see if I can get a chef's hat anywhere. Ah, finally, yes, there we go. Man, that took ages actually. So I got the chef's hat obviously from killing imps within the castle grounds. I ended up getting it just below drop rate actually, and I actually got a magic level from this, so let's go complete the clue. Here we go, let's see, right, here we go, is the next step doable? Ah, yeah, no. Oh well, that feels like it was kind of a waste of time, because I can't really keep the chef's hat. Oh well, it's still nice to try clues, see if we can get anything on the account. Anyway, that being said though, I did get some actual useful items from the imp that I actually could use in the future, like these cadaver berries, which means I can do Romeo and Juliet now if I do. I basically use them to make the love potion. And obviously the egg and pot of flour are two of the 3 ingredients I need for Cook's Assistant, so if I can source a bucket of milk, I can actually complete Cook's Assistant. But yeah, it's not a massive waste of time. I know that obviously I can get these in the future if I go back to these imps, so yeah, let's carry on doing what I need. And speaking of quests, my friend actually needed Shield of Arav doing on his main, since he's sort of newish to the game. So I thought it was actually a great time to knock a quest out of the way on the account. So here we are, about to complete Shield of Arav. Yeah, so first quest done on the account. Yay, great stuff. Kind of weird to actually think you can still do quests within city walls. And I just got a random event for the surprise exam. So I'm going to put this on Hunter, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to train the skill. And I do have a plan for this in the future. So bang that one. on Hunter, I think, and we'll move on. Yeah, so I'm just editing this now. This pains me a lot that I put this on Hunter because you can do the Varrock Museum, obviously, which would get you 9 Hunter, and that means the XP I would have got from that would be like 10 times more than it would have been if I used it there, and I'm really, really desperate for events like that, so it's really painful to watch. And here we are, we're going to try another clue step. Talk to the cook, and there we go. What do we have? Oh. Yep, can't do that either. It's starting to get a bit... I need to probably be way more careful about the clues I try. And here we are, we're just coming up to 20 defense, which will finally round out all the melee stats at 20, which is really nice. This is actually obviously a bit more than I intended to even do actually on the melee stats, but I was actually enjoying doing the clue steps that the men dropped, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, now I can basically equip all the mithril drops that anything drops, so I can use all the mithril stuff. I think it's just a little bit helpful. Also, the defense is quite nice when actually running down to Moss Giants, because I still have to run through some spooky boys down there, so yeah, it's all helpful. With that though, it is definitely time to finish off the magic level for the Ardougne teleport, so I'm going to head back to that now. So I just finished an Evil Bob random event, which is super cool because it's going to give me some fishing XP. I think this gives me about 650, like just flat. So yeah, there we go. Oh, 7 fishing, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, really, really nice. And I've just got a Captain Arav random event. I'm looking for a gold bar from him so that I can make the amulet or the ring of dueling as well, one of the two. I need it. Didn't unfortunately get it, but no problem. Got all the random events in the clips today. I'm gonna actually go for a mystery box just to see what we can get from it. Oh, a diamond. Okay, that'll probably sell pretty decently well, so nice. Here we are, 50 magic. Pretty awesome. Just one level to go. It's actually nice to see that. Mate, look at this haul from this trip. I want to sell this for so much money. Let's go. Look at that. That's like 3k. Like, that saves me a lot of time. Super cool. Another random event just completed. I've just unlocked a couple more items in the collection log. Pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this inventory of runes should be my last trip at Moss Giants for 51 magic. So yeah. And I did not forget to turn the recorder on for this momentous occasion. But here we are, finally, with 51 magic and unlocking the teleport to Ardougne, which means we can finally start making some real, well, this has been progression, but what I now feel like is real progression. We now have access to 2 good cities. Until I need to get the level in a second. But yeah, anyway, regardless. This has been a long grind. I don't actually know how many hours it was because I've actually been doing this sort of on and off whilst I've been on the account. It's been probably a few weeks that I've been doing this, but it could have been a lot less if I'd been playing more, but I'm not always playing more, so yep. Oh, okay, so you might be wondering why I'm still here. I thought I'd still try and make some progress towards high out, can still use the rest of the cast up before I leave, but I just dropped this Ranar seed. It looks crazy on the ground. It's pretty rare from them and it's obviously worth a bit of money, but I can't really do anything with it, so yeah. Anyway, as soon as I've done this, I will start working towards the actual quest of Plague City so I can get out of here. Just to make this final clip. But the last thing I did before actually leaving Varrock was I did a ton of woodcutting and fletching just to build up some arrow shafts. Just I wanted something to AFK while I had really thought about my next steps of the plan. So these are the screenshots here. Next episode, this is the end of the episode. Next episode will be actually doing Plague City and getting to Ardougne and starting the crafting grind. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really enjoyed making this episode as well. I hope it's been enjoyable for you, and please look forward to the next one when it comes out soon. Thank you. Goodbye.